Good evening, people. Hi. Hi, Lorna. Welcome. How are you keeping, Chuck? Are you all right? Hi, Robert. Good morning to you too. Oh, it's evening here. It's 7:30 in the evening here, Robert. It's your morning over where you are. Canada, is it? You're in, I believe. I think. What's everybody been up to while we're waiting for the others? Good, good, good. Yeah, I thought it was Canada. Blimey, it's good if I can remember. I'm surprising myself that I am already with all the answers. Then are you tonight, you lot? Or you two? There's only going to be you two playing, me looks like. It's only going to be a short one tonight anyway. I've got to cut it short tonight, a little bit short anyway. Oh yeah, it's just approaching towards your lunchtime then, is it? You've been making cards, have you, today? Right. I just noticed I'd only got this one quiz left in the book. So I started just started writing another one ready for next week. So I'm off I'm off to the hospital in the morning. I'm having camera down. I'm not looking forward to it. But still, got to get these things done, don't we? I don't know. I've not been doing much at all, really, to be fair. I've chilling. That's about it. I did start trying to do a little bit of shuffling around in here, which I did some. I brought a set of Michelle from that used to be stood there under these ribbons is now here in front of me. Don't know whether it's staying there, but for the moment it's staying there. I want to get all this from behind me on this bit all cleared, and then that might be going over that side because this is all me bits and pieces and glitters and stuff for me resin. So I've been doing that today. You have done mint of time. What does that mean, Robert? What are you meaning you've done? Tell me again. I'm being thick, Robert, now. This is me being thick, which you should now be used to. Are you meaning clearing? Oh, I have just got so much stuff that I've got to try and find, excuse me, just try and find somewhere to put where I know where it is. I mean, yes, not yesterday. Was it yes? No, not yesterday. Day before yesterday, I was going to do some more resin. I got everything sorted here and got me nice board, new board, put my board down, put me moulds on that I was going to use. And then I looked for my jug and everything. I couldn't find it. And I found it tonight, but it was on floor here. Now it wasn't on floor when I was looking for it. I can assure you it wasn't. And I was nearly tearing my hair out. And I thought, that's it. And I walked away. I just had to walk away. Because it's frustrating, when you know you've had it and you put it somewhere safe. Oh, dangerous things to put things somewhere safe. Yeesh. So I just walked away, turned my back on him, and walked away. So, but and as I say, I've just come in here this afternoon, well, this evening, and I wanted to get me. I've got two heaters on. I've got tick 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 heater going on over there. Excuse me, blowing this way because this one it's like an all-round one, but there's nothing coming up from it. It's sort of just warming round my feet, not even round my legs in my chair. I've got a blanket round my knee, round my legs. And I've got me, as I say, I've got my other little noisy heat on over there. That's blowing warm air this way, so hopefully I should be okay. But it's bitter, bitter cold here. We've had white frost. Garden's just white over with frost. Has been all day. It's never shifted. Not even sun cleared it at all. It's just been that darn cold. So I knew it was going to be cold tonight. That's not the reason that we're having a short one tonight. I think I finish about 9:30 instead of 10:30. Because as I say, I've got a procedure tomorrow, and it's early. I've got to get up early and be ready. So I'm going to have an earlier night than normal. I have started going to bed a lot earlier. I mean, Harry and I would sit up well 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm in bed by 11 o'clock. Day's gone. So I decided a few weeks ago now, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we're going to start going to bed a bit earlier. And I started going to bed around about 11:30, 12 o'clock. Not very often. Oh, I should find. I've had it done. It's I'm having the endoscopy, or it's actually a gastroscopy that I'm having done. Excuse me. Just checking lining of my stomach and all around like that. I've had it done no end of times. I'm fine. I'm not worried about it at all. The only difference this time, of course, is that I got a phone call to say, could I go in on Tuesday? And I said, yes, no problem. This was, I'm trying to think what day it was. Tuesday, I think it was. And I were up early. It's a good job I were up early because they rung early. I rung just after 9. Anyway, they said the thing is, they've got lots of things to go through with me. And then she says, and the other thing is, we need you to go for a COVID test before you come, for 3 days before you come in. So I said, right. And then she says, the thing is that you can't go anywhere afterwards. You can't go out for 3 days, 4 days. Yeah, 4 days from having it done. And I got to self-quarantine. And the thing is, Harry couldn't go out either. If he decided he wanted to go and do a bit of shopping hither and yon, I had got to sleep in a different bed, in a different bedroom. I got to use a different bathroom to him. We've only got one bathroom. We've got 2 toilets, but we've got one bathroom. Use different towels to him, stay right away from him. I thought, this is ridiculous for a bloody test, Anyway, I told him we were grounded. I weren't messing about like that. I thought, oh, never. So I told him we were grounded till today. And then he'd only been to doctors and back. Because all last week I had to do his blood pressure twice a day, and each time I did it, I had to do it twice. That were like 2 straight after each other in the morning and 2 straight after each other at night. And then, chart them all down. And then he just had to take it back this morning because he sent me, home. So he's took that back this morning. That's the only place he's been, though. He's not been anywhere else, not been shopping or anywhere. And my daughter's picking me up in the morning, which is fine because I've now finished me 4 days quarantine. So, she's going to take me tomorrow. Then she's going to go and do our shopping and bring it here or whatever, and then pick me up whenever I can come home. So I've got to remember to take my mobile phone with me. Because I always forget. I go out without it. I don't know why I bother having one, really, but, I'm going to take it with me. So that's tomorrow taken care of. But then I'm all right after that. I can do what I want after that. Crikey. I went to, I got ear, nose and throat. I'd already made the appointment for Thursday for 12 o'clock for this COVID test. But then I got another phone call asking me if I'd go in on Thursday to see ear, nose and throat specialist. And I said, I've already had that done. And she said, no, this is a follow-up. And you said you prefer Bassett Law. So I said, all right, yeah, I do. So I had to go there. So then I'm thinking, could I go? She's saying, could you go in at 11 o'clock? And I thought, well, yeah, I should be done by 11, 12. Same hospital, just round the corner thing. So I was quite busy. We were quite busy. And then he changed my stomach tablet medication. So then we had to go to chemist and get prescription done. And we went to one near surgery, which was a crazy thing to do because we were waiting ages. They're only allowed 2-inch shot, but it's tiny. And there were people going in and out, and he was stood waiting for prescription, only to find out that he only got one box and I needed 3. So that was that. So who have we got in? We've just well, we've got 5 in, but I'm only seeing. Have I missed anybody? So we've got Lorna and Robert. Just Lorna and Robert talking to me. Okay. Hiya, Tinks. How you doing, Chuck? You watching the football? You just wanted to say hello and leave you like, oh, bless you. Thanks very much. All the best to you, Chuck, as well. Enjoy your football. Harry likes to watch football. He likes to watch ladies' football teams. I wonder why. But he does. He said they don't play as dirty as men, but I think they do. He likes dirty women, I think. Not me, though. I'm not dirty. Just kidding. I'll get into trouble saying things like that about him, won't I? I don't know. Yeah, we've lost somebody. I've got Tinks in and now we've lost somebody else. I don't know where everybody is tonight. They're probably not bothered. If people are getting fed up with quizzes, I'm going to stop doing them because it's not worth hassle if not people aren't interested. I know Lou will probably come in around about 8 o'clock. I know she works. And then there's Janice might pop in. Who else do we have? Danielle from Florida comes normally. Cal, if she's not got any problems at home with girls and, poorly things. I can't think. I'm hoping that Mandy's going to be here tonight. She missed us last week. She weren't well last week at all. She got a right bad headache. I think she got a migraine, if truth be known. She suffers quite badly with migraines, bless her. But I'm hoping she'll be here tonight. I've sent her an invitation anyway if she wants to come on. So she'll see that. I want to ask her about. She sent me an email, or a message on Messenger, and it were a game thing, and I don't know. I didn't understand what it was, so I didn't click on it yet until I've asked her about it. I don't know what it is. You're a big fan of football, are you? Really? I don't like football. I think I begrudge the footballers getting so much money for playing a game. That's the thing. I know they spend all the time what they call him, but doing workouts and what have you, but it's a game. At the end of the day, it's a bloody game. Get a proper job, and earn your money properly, because they get too much money for what they do, and I think they're a little bit too arrogant about that. And then when they do get to big leagues, and they start demanding more and more. So 22 men kicking a bag of wind about, and they get thousands and thousands of pounds just for doing that. So no, I'm not a football fan at all. So you've had the COVID test, have you, Robert? It's not bad, is it? I mean, it was because I have issues with my throat anyway, which is one of the reasons I'm doing this year thing again tomorrow. I was a bit concerned, and she says that you'll probably gag, and I says, oh, I can guarantee that. I guarantee I can gag. I will. But and I did, but it weren't bad at all. I were expecting it to be worse, so I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't mind it at all. And now I'm debating with myself about this vaccine, because I've been offered vaccine because I'm of high risk, and I weren't going to have it. And my daughter's saying, Mum, I do wish you would have it because of the health issues I've got, you know, COPD and breathing issues and what have you. And she's got me, but I'm so nervous about it. I'm frightened that it's going to cause me more issues, and it's going to, you know, they have to put you to. Did they? Just for the COVID test, you mean, Robert? Wow. Or do you mean gastroscopy? I mean, I've always had it done without the sedation up until the last time I had it done. I think I've had it done already about at least 5 times over years. And I always had them without the sedation up until last time. And just for some reason, I thought it had been a very uncomfortable procedure the last time I had it done before. So I decided that I would try with the sedation, and I don't remember it at all. And they say you don't remember it, and I didn't. They say you don't sleep, but I'm sure I was asleep. You have one every 5 years. Well, it's looking to me a little bit same. Well, in fact, I don't think it's as long as 5 years since my last one, but it's roundabout-ish 5 years, 4 or 5 years. So, and I'm gonna let them sedate me again, because I was I found it a lot easier. That stuff they squeeze it, put it back in your throat, though, it is evil. It's dreadful. I'm not kidding. It really is. So I don't like. That's the bit I don't like. That squirty stuff back in your throat to numb your throat. I didn't like that at all. I never have done. But it's very, very bitter. I've never known anything quite as bitter. I haven't. So, except for that stuff that other doctor put up my nose. He squirted it up my nose. I think it's the same sort of stuff to numb, you know, there while they put a little camera up my nose and down into my throat. Eesh, all these things we have done. Is it worth it all? But yeah, of course it's worth it. You've got to find out what's going on with your body, haven't you? If you're not well, things happen. So it's just one of them. Oh, right, okay, Lorna. Well, whatever. It's fine, you know. It's just nice that you're with us now. I don't mind. You've got to do what you've got to do, ducks. And as I say, if we don't get many more coming on, then obviously we're not going to be doing a quiz anyway. We'll just have to see if anybody else comes on. No, that was the ear, nose and throat doctor. That wasn't the endoscopy, Robert. When I went a few months ago, I got an issue with my throat, and the ear, nose and throat specialist, he squirted some stuff up my nose, and it numbed just up here and all your sinus area, and then they put this really thin wire thing up your nose and just into your throat. That's not the endoscopy one. and they were just looking to see what what was happening with my throat, because I've got like a hard lump here, and I thought it was causing me problems swallowing. Well, it turned out that it's not that, because my esophagus is further back. This is just, it said it's arthritis that's growing bone, so that's not causing me the problem. So, but it's a problem I've had for a long time, and I don't think they'll ever be able to sort it out, quite honestly. And they've done what they can. I don't even know why I'm going tomorrow, because it's not my stomach that's a problem at the moment. I'm sort of got that under control with the medication that I have, so I don't really need them to alter anything there. It's just my throat, and they don't really look at your throat as such. Although it does say on thing that they look at your esophagus, so totally different tests, examination, I should say, Robert. That one, it just goes up your nose, and it just to about here where it gets into your throat, just to look, see what's happening in your esophagus and your throat, and that's it. Whereas the endoscopy one, that's the one that put down your throat from your through your mouth and down. That's the one that I'm having tomorrow. I just think I like being fussed around, as if I'd like to go and have that done regular. But no, I don't. I don't really want to. I don't. I don't know where Ricky. Oh, Ricky, yeah, Ricky's not. Oh, it's not Ricky. It's Trevor, and I keep forgetting. It's Trevor, not Ricky. That's Kiss My Glass. Kiss My Stained Glass, I should call it. Trevor. He's not come yet, has he? And Mandy, of course. So there's. I hope she is better. I hate it when she's not well, because it's awful. I do feel for her. I mean, she's got this COVID thing. It's just causing cruel situations. She's got a lovely brand new grandbaby just before Christmas, and she's not seen her up close and personal yet. And I do feel so sad about that. No better than getting, your first grandchild and being able to have a cuddle and what have you. And she's not been able to do that. And all because of this stupid COVID. So let's hope that things get better. See. We just have to see. So we know we've got Lorna and we've got Robert, and I don't think Tiggy's still on. Tig's gone back to it. Tinks, I should say, not Tig. Tinks has gone back to his football. But we've got 3 more on. Don't know who you are. Talk to us. Come on and say hello. I can see you're on, but you don't know who you are. But it's a bit slow tonight, isn't it? Not seeing anybody coming on. But I sometimes, I've said it before, I've said to Harry, I sometimes wonder if people just get me fed up with it. This quiz every week. But I enjoy doing it. It's not that I don't want to do it at all. It's nothing like that. It's just, Oh, Cal, I said Cal though, didn't I? Know she's pops on when she can. Yeah, so I don't know what we're going to do if they don't come on. We don't get them, enough for a quiz. We just have to play our spot amongst ourselves. Or not. Oh dear. But I wish whoever's on would talk to us. We've got 6 on now, so maybe somebody else will talk to us. Please talk to us. Oh, we've got Robert, we've got Lorna. Jinx has gone, but we've got some more in somewhere. If they'll talk to us, hello. Hello, hello, hello. But I've got nothing to, because I've not done any more, I've not done any more resin this week because of the issues I had not been able to find all my till not yesterday, day before. I've not done any. Hiya, Danielle. We've got 6 on, but there's only 3 of us showing. There's only 3 talking to us. So there's you, Robert, and Lorna. And I don't know whether Chris will go ahead. It's certainly not with just us viewing. I'm hoping that Trevor will be on. And Mandy. I've sent Mandy an invite in case she wanted to come online. Are you on your laptop, Danielle? Is it Burns night tonight? Oh, I used to love Burns night. Oh, you're on the phone, are you? All right, okay, Chuck. I used to love Burns night. I used to work in a pub that it was called Wee Willie, and it was Scottish and Newcastle brewery, and we did celebrate Burns night every year, and they had a piper in, and it was brilliant. Yeah, it was, and proper neeps and what they call it, haggis and neeps. Is that what they call it? I don't know now. It was nice. I used to love haggis and turnip and that. It was lovely. Great night. Used to go crazy. Everybody used to, and it was really, really busy on Burns night. Because she provided everybody with haggis and what have you. It was great. So yeah, I used to enjoy Burns night. That's a long time ago. That's when my daughter and son were 5. I want to say 5 and 6-ish. No, even younger. Before that, much before that. I think Claire would be about 3 and Daniel 1-ish. Haggis, neeps and tatties, that's the one, yes. You haggis, neeps and something, yeah, tatties. Oh, I used to love it. I did. I've even bought haggis myself, actually, from a supermarket, and it was in I don't know whether it were actually in a bladder, or is it a bladder or wherever they put it in, but it was in something like that. It wasn't plastic, you know, because they do sell them in plastic things now, don't they? That you just heat them up, boil them up, and what have you. But oh, I used to love it, haggis. I did. Harry won't eat out like that because you don't like onions for a start, and there's onions in haggis. Or they were in that we had anyway, let's put it that way. It were nice. Did like it, I did. Good times in them days. They were. I mean, we did. We was for a games league, and we had a football team for pub, and they were good footballers. And I used to do huge meat potato pie and big pan, great big cooker, pressure cooker full of mushy peas, and we did a pie and pea supper for football team. And they used to love that. They did. And I used to do meat potato pie because Gloria, the landlady, couldn't be asked. Aye. He things we did. I mean, our a barmaid at Wee Willie, and then I were a barmaid at Loyal Trooper. And at Loyal Trooper, we had a football match. And girls wore, all women wore football shorts, t-shirt, what have you, and football boots, wherever. But the men had to wear a woman's nightgown and Wellingtons. And it was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And there was one guy, called him Bob, and he was huge. I don't mean he was big that way, but he was huge. He was they mind, but I think he was something daft like 6'4". I'm only just 5 foot and a bit. And that, let me tell you, that bit makes a difference. And we were playing, and I got pushed over, and it was Bob that did it. He didn't mean to. I mean, it was purely accident. But as I went over, he stood on my foot. Oh, I thought he broke my ankle. But we had a doctor there, and it was actually my own GP that just happened to be there that day. And he came and saw to me foot and strapped it up. I was supposed to be working it back at bar that night, and I couldn't. I had night off, but I didn't get paid. Some of the things we used to do, get up to, but it would go. I mean, we enjoyed it. It was good fun, all good fun. It was for charity as well, that one. And we did quite a lot for charity, usually for blind. We did aerobatics. Oh, I was terrified. I'd never been in an aeroplane in my life. And they called us Loyal Troopers Angels, or Brian's Angels, because he was landlord. And we went, and this particular day, the day we'd arranged to go, we got to get sponsors, and we needed £50 just to get us in the air, because we had to have £25 for the actual aeroplane to pay for the fuel, £25 you needed for insurance, the going up, and then anything you got over that £50 went to the charity. And I think most of us raised well over 150, £200 each, all of us. So by the time we took that £50 off, there was still a good lump to go to charity. And we got all dressed up. We put silly wings on his backs and got all these like down things on, like and a halo of tinsel around his head. And it was thick freezing fog that day when we went, and it was really, really foggy. And they were waiting and waiting and waiting, thinking someone was going to come out and burn fog away and everything, but it never did. So we didn't go up. We didn't do it that day. So we had to rearrange it. And when we did rearrange it, it was a glorious day, but we didn't go in. I thought, I'm not getting all dressed up again. It's not, it's silly. So nobody bothered getting dressed up. We just went and did it. And I was terrified because I'd never done loop the loop and that kind of thing. But that was the first time I ever went in an aeroplane, and I had so much fun. It was a blast, absolutely. And I just wanted to go back. When we landed, I said, can't we go back? I want to do it again. It was lovely, great. All right, enjoyed it. We all did, though. We all had a good thing. And then we had a bit of a party type affair in back room, So we've had some good times, one way and another. We were game for out, really. We would just do anything for charity. If it was for charity, you don't even got to say the word charity, and that were it. We were all saying, yeah, I'll go, I'll do it, and everybody hands up, all girls. Yeah, we all got mucked in, and I tell you, we done all sorts. Some of the things. We went on a pub. I don't know what you'd call it. We weren't a pub crawl. Well, it were a pub crawl, but we were on the back of a wagon, a lorry. Open side, it was freezing cold. I got this RE, I made it myself, RE costume, like little bikini top, And then I got like chiffon trousers and took, you know, elasticated at feet and at waist. And um, we got jingly thing, you know, chains, and God only knows where we got it all from. I don't know where it all come from, but oh my God. And we had to drink half a pint, a glass, just a glass of beer or lager in every pub we went in, except driver, of course, but it was a big wagon and it were all open sided. And there were seats, we got buckets with rattling money in, putting money in and that. And then we went round pub with buckets as we drunk a beer and went round, and then we'd go back and get on back at lorry again, and off we'd go. And it was freezing on that blooming wagon. It really was. But oh, just so much fun. We just did so much fun. And it were all for a good cause, you know. Done some right things. I don't know. Hey. But yeah, when I was young and I could do them sort of things, but it was all, you know, everybody were prepared to get, you know, mucking and take part, and that was nice. That was nice thing about it all. You know, everybody were willing to help out, and you know, if we had a company, Mary used to do catering in pub, and she was good. She got helpers, like obviously in kitchen, but she knew what she was doing. And but she got let down with the staff, waiting staff. And she asked me, because I was going into the bar anyway upstairs, and she says to me, will you do waiting on at tables? And I said, Mary, I've never done out like that. I don't want to, you know, make a mess and show you up. She said, oh, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. Oh, yeah, I were. I spilled bloody chuffing gravy on this poor woman. And somebody said, oh, she were only cleaner. Only cleaner. What a thing to say. I think it were one of the managers or somebody that said it. And I thought, no, you're a member of staff, you know, you're not just only cleaner. I was really cross about that, you know. I couldn't apologise enough to this woman. She was so sweet. She was such a lovely lady. Oh, I'm fine, don't worry. And I said, no, I said, at least let me buy you a drink. I'm really sorry. So, but I says to Mary, I said, I bet you don't bloody ask me again in a rush. But she said, oh, they were ever so good about it. They didn't mind. They weren't upset. And I said, well, it's a good job, but, you know, it could have gone totally other way, couldn't it? Just, you know. Aye, so there we are. Well, we're on 10 past. We've not got any of us usual lot in, have we? No. You know, rest of usual team. Nobody's come on tonight. And I've noticed again my subbies have dropped. So, you know, seriously, having me doubts about YouTube just of late. Full stop, YouTube. You know. But if we're having that one on. If all we're going to bloody get is trolls tonight, my God, that's all we need. Why do they always pick my channel? I don't know. I bet Mandy's not well, you know. I do worry about her, you know, because she's had a lot of situations health-wise, you know. I worry. But we had Danielle having health issues, and then the real shock one that's Stampin' Up ladies that we know, a lovely lady, passed away last week, only young, really, passed away with COVID. oh, it starts feeling a little bit too close to home and personal when it's somebody you really, you actually know. Blimey, what a shame. She was a lovely, lovely lady. Funny. I mean, she was, when I say funny, I mean funny, comical. She was brilliant. Absolutely. Loved her videos. I was making some fun, cracking jokes. So, well, I'm going to give it till 8:30, and then if there's nobody comes on by then, I'm going to call it a night. Because, oh man, we've got 8 people on now. Who all the 8 people are, I don't know. Because I've got a hospital appointment tomorrow. So I don't want to be on late anyway tonight. I'm going to go to bed a little bit earlier than I've been going. I think we've been ever so good going to bed early. I have really, really good. Going to bed at sensible times instead of late times. But see, I've not got really much more I can tell you. Telling you my stories, what I've been up to in my past life and that, I don't mind telling you. It's just when I can think and remember and things I've done. I tell you what I have got that I would love to have another go at, and especially now I've got the resin bit, is when I went over to Australia the second time. My auntie Doris, no, scrap that, it weren't my auntie Doris at all. Anne, who we visited for 2 weeks down in Melbourne, they got an ostrich farm, but they hadn't got any ostriches anymore because her husband Alan had a heart attack and he couldn't manage farm anymore. Well, he couldn't manage the birds, the ostriches. So one of his neighbours who also had an ostrich farm, there were a lot of them around in that area, literally next door to each other, sort of thing, with ostriches. And he looked at, hiya Trevor. We've not got many in tonight, Chuck. It says 8, but I don't know who the 8 are because we've got Robert, Lorna, and Danielle, and you. And that's it. I've had to just chuck one off that were a bit rude. So there's only us few. Don't know where our Mandy is. I'm sure she must be not well. And there's Janice has not popped on tonight. Lou's not on. Tal's not on. So I'm just thinking if you folks are getting fed up. Yeah, so she, while we were down there, she showed me they do decorating ostrich eggs. Oh, wow. I mean, they do some fabulous ostrich eggs. And if I'm honest, I wished I could have got some of the black swan eggs, because over there, they have black swans, and their eggs are like almost black, but it's got like a bluey greeny colour. It is. It's like imagine an avocado, but darker, more of a bluey green, that sort of thing. That's what black swans eggs look like. Oh, you should see them when they've been decorated and done. Oh, dearie me, they're gorgeous. And I did, whilst I was down there, I did 2 ostrich eggs. The first one I did for well, it was for myself originally. But when my Auntie Margaret, when we got back to my Auntie Margaret's, where we were staying for the majority of the time, when she saw it, she says, oh, I love that. And I said, oh, do you want it? She says, Oh, can I? No. Yeah, all right. I can't. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. I have to do. I have to give. So, but I did. I've done two since I got back, and I've got one that I've never done anything with it at all yet, and I'm going now back nearly 25 years ish, thereabouts, since I were in Australia, and I've still got that egg. But I've done nothing with it. So I'm just thinking I might just do something with it. But I love the one I did and that my aunt that gave me Auntie Margaret. There's you'll have heard of it. There's a bird called a kookaburra, and they laugh. There's the noise they make. They laugh. It sounds like laughter. And when you feed them, they bash it. Whatever, no matter what you fed them, if they'll bash it on rocks as if they're killing it, because it's like if they got a snake and they with the beaks and bash them on rocks to kill them, and then they eat them. And my Auntie Doris, bless her, she used to get what they call lamb's liver, and cut it in thin strips and fry it for them. And then she'd go and feed it, and she'd a family of started out with just two male and female birds, and then suddenly they were like three or four come in, and she said they've had, these are the family, this is the babies, as they've got a bit older, and started bringing them, they came out as well. And oh, my favourite Australian bird is the kookaburra, and the comics as well, they're funny. But yeah, I loved I loved it in Australia, and I would have loved to have lived there. But alas, it wasn't to be. We did actually. When my first husband got all paperwork to go, and then we didn't go, and I'm glad we didn't. I'm really glad we didn't. But I couldn't leave my mum and dad anyway. It would have broke my mother's heart if we'd have gone. I don't think my dad would have been very happy either, but he's not one to stand in your way. But my mother, she would have, she just would not have liked it one bit. So, yeah, I don't know. So I don't know where everybody is, and it's darn tootin' hard work trying to think of things to tell you about what I've been up to and what I've done. I've been all over, travelled all over. I've been very fortunate. I do consider myself to be extremely fortunate because I've been to Caribbean, I've been to Kenya, been to Australia twice. Harry and I have been to Germany twice, and Austria, yeah, Austria once. But when we went to Brigenz, it's like near the border. In fact, as you go through Brigenz, there is the old border uh, thing, barrier, and that's obviously the barrier's not there, but the actual hut that the soldiers used to, the guards used to be in, is still there, and that was a nice place, Brigenz. Harry's worked there. That's the reason we went there. He wanted to show me this. There's like a big lake, and there's a theatre, and they have a theatre on the lake. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Oh, that would have been nice to have seen that, Trevor. I didn't know. Never heard of that one. Blue bowerbird. Wow. Went all over. I mean, when we first time we went was unfortunate. Our choice of time, or not so much hours, but um, my uncle Les had not been very well, and he'd been going backwards and forwards to doctors, and he'd sent him to hospital. And we flew out there on Easter Sunday. We left Heathrow Easter Sunday. And we got out there, and my Uncle Les was in hospital. And so we had to go down and stay with one of their sons for a week while Uncle Les was in the hospital, because obviously Auntie Doris had to keep going backwards and forwards, visiting him and what have you, because they found a tumour in his kidney, and it was quite large, and they wanted to operate it, you know, immediately, sort of thing. So, and it was just that we got there, it was very unfortunate. We stayed the first night at the Auntie Doris's, but then we were Peter and Anne, his wife, came and picked us up and took us down to Sydney. Anne worked for the Police Federation. She worked in the oh, I don't know how you say it, where they investigate other police, sort of thing, you know, internal financial thing. And so while they were at work, now obviously Peter got to go to work as well. So whilst they were at work, Anne used to drive us into Sydney during the day, because they lived on out in suburbs. And she used to drive us in, drop us off, and then we'd get on there's like a monorail that was all the way around Sydney, just go around, carries on going around in a circle, you know, on and off, and jump on anywhere and jump off everywhere. And we got on monorail, went down to Darling Harbour, and we walked right around Opera House umpteen times. And on the park, there's a park where the Opera House is. There's a path that goes round, and it takes you around a big park, and directly across is where the Prime Minister of Australia lives. The Harbour Bridge, Kotanga Bridge, and we got on a ferry and went to I can't remember what they called it now. Right, farthest you could go on in Sydney Harbour, but it was the farthest. Oh, what the heck did they call that place? It was lovely. It was really, really lovely. But they got an ocean place there as well, you know, like we could go around, and they got alligators, they got penguins, sea lions. It's just amazing, absolutely just amazing. Manly, that's it. Well done, Lorna. Never been to Canberra. No, it was Manly we went to. It's beautiful, absolutely. You get off the boat, you get off the ferry. It's a long ferry ride. But you get off the ferry and you just walk straight forward, and it just sort of opens out, and you think, okay, which way to go, you know. An ocean, what they call it, SeaWorld thing, is near ferry, right at the side. And they apparently, the seals and sea lions sometimes get hurt by the big ferry propellers. And that's one of the reasons they had that SeaWorld put there, so that they could look after them. You went in 1996. My husband, late ex, he had a guy that he used to work for or work with, sort of, in a roundabout way. He's got a daughter that lived out in Manly, and he used to go over it. I mean, he's passed away now, bless him. I don't mean Ernie, I mean Eli. They called him Eli. He had a daughter living in Manly, so he used to go out every couple of years or so for a month here and a month there. But it's beautiful, Manly, absolutely. And you walk down this like wide, it's not a road, it's just like a precinct sort of thing, what you'd expect, precinct. We shops either side, and it's really wide, it's clean, everything's so clean. And then when you get to the end of this here, it's just ocean. Beautiful beach, just a low wall, I would say about probably a 3-foot high wall, and then sand, and it was beautiful white sands. Absolutely loved it. But we only went for the day. We didn't even take a towel so I couldn't paddle in it, blooming sea, anything like that. We just didn't think about it. But we had a lovely day in Manly. And then we spent a lot of time around Sydney Harbour. There's a beautiful... Right now, this virus is beginning of the New World Order. The Bible calls now the end of times. If you are unsure, or if you go to heaven or hell. Right, thank you very much. Yeah, this like, did you go to the Japanese gardens in Sydney, Lorna? That was beautiful. It's just like got all the little oriental bridges how they do, and it's all underneath you. It's just a big lake with huge koi carp. Absolutely fabulous. The shrubberies, the greenery around it was just, oh, it was magnificent. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. We just had so, and then we went to the Sea Life place in Sydney, which is a lot bigger than the one in Manly, but obviously there's a lot more space for it. And that was very interesting as well. And the rocks, we didn't think we'd been to the rocks, but it would seem that we actually did, but we didn't know. My cousin said to me, have you been to rocks? And I said, no. Where's that? And she told us, and I said, well, I never saw any shops up there. I said, we did go that way. We found a pub, called in and had a coffee, and I had a coffee. He had I think he had a beer or a whiskey or probably whatever. And then we just went on walkabout again, you know, but Ernie, I mean, Ernie were a lot older than me anyway. I mean, there were 17 years between us. You've been to the rocks, have you? And I think we did. I just don't recall it being mentioned as that, you know. I mean, when we first went into Sydney, properly, you know, to walk round and what have you, first thing I spotted round the harbour where ferried and that are, there's an Aborigine with one of them big, what do they call them? My memory's gone. Didgeridoo. It got, it were amazing. Absolutely. It was fascinating. And he got all the paint and everything on. And we didn't go to, did we? Oh, we did. We went to Taronga Zoo. You need more than a day in Taronga Zoo, though. We went there. They got the tiny little monkeys in a little thing. Oh, my God. They got the biggest bull elephant seal, whatever they call it. Huge you were. And it apparently wasn't well when we went. This thing, they were giving him medication while we were actually just walking by. But oh, I loved it, Australia. I really did. In fact, I've got a friend of mine that I've only just got back in contact with. She's been out there about 18 years, and I've missed her. But they love it. I mean, they lived in Sydney for quite a while. Sorry, no, they didn't. They lived in Melbourne. And then they moved fairly recently. They moved to Perth to be nearer the grandchildren. Both Kirsty and Shane, they were both kids when they went over, you know, they were young kids. They've grown up, and Shane's married. He's got a baby daughter, or he did have one. Now he's got two. The second one was born in November this year, just gone. And you know, I had some photographs through and what have you, and it's been lovely to hear from them. And she says she's wanting to come over for a holiday. She's got money ready for a ticket, and of course all this COVID broke out, so they've not been able to come over. And she's bringing Kirsty, that's her daughter, with her. Her daughter, both Shane and Kirsty joined the military while they've been out there as they grew up. But Kirsty's still in the military at the moment, but she's got some time owing her, and they know she's saving it up to come over to England to see everybody again. And it were only actually through Kirsty getting in touch, sent me a message on off chance that my name that she picked out was me, if you know what I mean. She says, if you, she says, oh, I think it is, you're my godmother. And I said, you damn tootin' right I am. And knew straight away who she were. I just cried. I was just so thrilled. I just cried. It was lovely to hear from them. And Karen and I, but she keeps saying we're going to have a FaceTime on Facebook, on Messenger, but we've not done it yet. I mean, we've only been back in touch with each other probably 6 months. We've still not managed to get FaceTime. And then it was Kirsty's birthday, and she was going to do FaceTime then. Then she was going to do it on my birthday, and we never got round to it. But the trouble is, Kirsty's in Sydney, and they're in lockdown in Sydney. She can't go through to Perth, so she's had to spend Christmas all on her own, literally on her own in Sydney. Nobody around her at all, because they were on full lockdown. So they're hoping that this COVID will hurry up and bugger off, and then they can come over for a holiday. And she said, first place I'm coming is your house. I said, oh dear, I better get tidied up a bit then. She knows me well, Karen. I said, I'm still just as messy as I've ever been. October 96, when did we go? I reckon that's about when we were there. We went twice. Ernie was born, let me think. Because Ernie had his 60th birthday while we were there. Yeah, Karen's been waiting. She said she's been waiting ever since she made the mind up, saved up enough money to come over and blow me down. COVID struck. And from then on, she's been just hankering after coming and can't come. So, it's just one of them things, isn't it? I know. I could have said, mind you, we were lucky with the Boleros back on plane at first time we went, because we got that much stuff. We got suitcases that were like portmanteaus. They were massive, both of us got one each, and carrier bags of stuff to take on plane. And a woman going through things, she says, you're going to have to take some stuff out of your case and carry it on. And I'm looking at stuff I'd already got to carry on. And I don't know how we got home. It's funny, the letters back on. Oh, my granddad. We went with my granddad. We took my granddad over. Well, he took us over. Well, he paid for me to go over. He wanted not so much a chaperone, but companionship and looking after on aeroplane. Because I mean, he was 90 when we went the first time. I think he was 96. When the first time we went over, my granddad, and he was in a wheelchair. He had to have a wheelchair because he couldn't walk, bless him. And when we were going through to oh no, it was the second time we went. It was the second time we went, because we'd been staying at my Auntie Margaret's. My Auntie Doris had passed away then, and my Uncle Les. But we were staying at my Auntie Margaret's, and he said we checked with him that his passport was up to date and everything. I organised all the electronic visas and everything. And I says to my granddad, is your passport up to date? Make sure that you've got enough time, because you've got to have 6 months on your passport on the day you get back. Not the day you arrive, the day you get back. And he says, my passport's fine. So I said, right. I just took it that he was telling me the truth. Right. So coming home, I says to him, have your passport ready? like you should, you know, and you have to be on top of him because he was deaf and he was partially blind, but he weren't bloody stupid. I tried to make out of where we weren't. So we're going through customs, going out, but you know, to go through, and he got pulled into office. They actually pulled him out and made him go in office. Took his, you know, looked at his passport, took it in office, and they come and fetched him and took him in. And me and Ernest looking at each other thinking, what's going on? And nobody said anything to us. So we went through, but we stood waiting. And then this woman come out again and she says, are you with Mr. Kerry? And I said, yeah, it's my grandfather. She says, his passport's not in order. And I said, what do you mean it's not in order? I made sure he said he'd check it for me. He said he'd checked it and it was fine. She says, no, she says, it runs out and I think it's got a week on it. Oh my God, the bugger. We were cantankerous outside, and then I know. And when I told my Uncle Frank, when we got back, I mean, we got him home, managed to get him home all right, but when I told my Uncle Frank, he went bananas. He went bananas. I said, I asked him to make sure that his passport was in order, and it had got 6 months left on it. And he said it was fine. His passport was fine. So, but we had a bit of an argument about it while we were over there, and I should have, you know, realised that it weren't in order. I should have realised, because he said, your passport doesn't need to have 6 months on it. And I said, it does, Grandad. It tells you on your ticket that you've got to have at least 6 months still on your passport when you arrive back in your country of origin. Excuse me. And he said, no. And I said, yes. I want to see it in black and white. So I said, well, all right, now I can fetch tickets out at the bedroom. And I said, there you are. Oh, there you are. 6 months on your date of return, the date you return. And he said, no, he says, that's wrong. But I didn't know even then that but I was starting to get a bit suspicious. I didn't know, but I was getting a bit suspicious. And when they pulled him in, I thought, oh, God. Trust him. And it were his passport when we hadn't got any. I think he's only got a week left on it or something stupid. Because we were on about staying longer, and I said, you can't. You've got your flight ticket for going back. In fact, we nearly missed his flight anyway, because I felt sure it was following day and it weren't. Claire said, if you'd wait, it was a good job spoke to Claire that before. Because she said, no, Mum, it's tomorrow. I said, no, Claire, it's day after. She said, no, it's not. Look at your ticket. And I had a look, and I went, oh, sake, yeah, hour a day behind, or a day in front, or whatever. So it's a good job. But she was working at a travel agent's at that time, and she didn't book us tickets, like, but she knew. But I thought, oh my God, did they think she was some kind of a secret agent, you know? My granddad in a wheelchair pushing him into office. Oh dearie me! But we've had some fun one way or another. But I loved in Australia, and I'll never ever get a chance to go again. Not with my health issues now. I'm too old anyway for doing that. I mean, my granddad were 90. I think he actually emigrated when he was 99 again, because he'd emigrated there 3 times already. You know. They went with my nan and dad while she were over there. And he stayed quite a long while before he did come back. And then off he went again. And then we went over with him. And he came back with us twice. We went first time with Auntie Doris, and she, when my Auntie Doris was there, and he stayed at my Auntie Margaret's, we stayed at Auntie Doris's. And then the second time we went over, we all stayed at my Auntie Margaret's, because my Auntie Doris and Uncle Les both passed away by that time. And we went and had a fortnight down in Melbourne area. And yeah, we really did. Werribee was where we stayed in Melbourne area. Werribee. That's what we called the place. Where they got 2 of the biggest bloody Rottweilers you've ever seen, and I really died. Because when we got in when they drove up, beautiful place they got. Oh my God, you could tell it money were. Actually, Alan used to be the physiotherapist for Sheffield Wednesday, physio guy for Sheffield Wednesday football team. Alan Merry, they called him. Everybody knows about football team thingies, but that's where his name were. And when they pulled up, well, we were in car and they pulled up in thing. These two really great big Rottweilers come chasing up to, and then I was terrified. I didn't get out. And I'm saying, oh my God, are they all right? Because they were barking like crazy and they looked really fierce. And Alan says, you found Marley Wheels. Bruce says, just be wary, but you know, if you're wandering about, make sure that you're sort of, is he Uncle Les? Yeah, my Uncle Les. My Uncle Les were funny. I mean, really funny. During war, what do you call it, war? My Uncle Les were in army, and my Auntie Doris was in Wrens. But whilst my dad were in Air Force, he were a chef, he were a cook, he weren't anything, you know, not a pilot or like that. But anyway, so my Uncle Les used to take my mum to pictures now and again to treat her. And there was, you know, like the Pathé News on in them days, didn't they, at the beginning of the film? And they did all Pathé News, and then there were a thing come up on screen, and they said one of the servicemen had lost his pass. You know, they had like a identification thing. And my Uncle Les were laughing, and he said some silly bugger's lost his pass, you know, and all this. So it turned out it were in. So like we're on him after all that, were funny. They were lovely, my Uncle Les. It really was lovely. My Auntie Doris Furno, she was a bit of a madam, but she was nice, you know, I liked her. I never used to like her very much, but towards later in life, as I got older and we got on a bit better sort of thing, we didn't. They actually emigrated out there in round about 1956, 57, somewhere around like that. You got twin boys, 2 girls and 3 boys, but they were twins, identical twins, and you couldn't tell them apart. And even when they phoned the mother and dad, my Uncle Les didn't know who we were talking to. Which one are you? Who is it? Because he couldn't tell them. The voices, everything was identical. And the only thing that separates them now than what they were when they were younger is that our Peter's got hair and our Leslie's bald as a... No, other way around. Leslie's bald... Peter's bald as a coot now. Leslie's got loads of hair. And that's the only difference. But Leslie is self-made millionaire when he got out there. He started out with a milk round. I mean, he was only a kid. And then when he left school, he started a milk round. And then from then on, he built himself a little empire. And now he's a, you know, self-made millionaire. Yeah, that's what they did. It took 6 weeks, it took them. And they lived in what they used to call barracks. It were like a centre for all emigrating families and that. They lived in that for 18 months. They were only supposed to spend 12 months. And then they were given so much for a plot of land and they built a house on it, and that's what they did. But you know, bloody kids, lads, especially Joseph, but youngest 3 lads, the Peter and Leslie, they used to go out round wood piles catching bloody snakes and what have you, until somebody caught them doing it. And they said, don't do it, you're going to get yourself, you're trying to get yourself killed. These are poisonous snakes, they're dangerous, they're not things to be messing about around. Yeah, they used to go bloody snakes and spiders and all sorts. But they were fascinated with snakes. Oh. Because they always said, you don't go playing around wood piles or out like that, because, you know, there are dangers out there. But they did, they were buggers. Yeah, they'd run into bloody centre with snakes. I think they would kill them first, but you know, they were red hot. But yeah, Peter got a job with Leslie for a while. Then he, you know, went and got his own work. He went and found another job. Leslie's weren't ever the best person to be able to get on with. I mean, he worked hard. There's no taking that away from him. He did work hard. He built up his own little empire and did really well with it. But and he's very good with his sisters and brothers. You know, pay for holidays and all sorts for them. Takes them. They all go on a big holiday in Europe. They go to. I think they went on. All of them went on a Rhine cruise up River Rhine, and you know, around rivers in Germany and Europe. And I know how Leslie paid for all that for all of them to go. You know, I mean, he's good with his family like that. We went and met while we were in Melbourne, because he lives in Melbourne. While we were in Melbourne, we met up with him for an evening, and he was going to take us out for a meal, me and Ernie, and we went to a casino in Melbourne. Oh, fabulous place. It was a beautiful place, and they were like, now if you've ever been in Melbourne, anybody, this casino, I don't know what they call it now, and I don't think I've still got it now, but you had to have a membership card, so you could get in and go in casino, but you got it like a temporary one. And we went into, and there's a restaurant above the casino, and we went outside. We were outside on a balcony, you know, big thingy, and they got the outdoor heaters. Like you can get them in this country now, outdoor heaters. But got one of them at Ciderers, and it's a very, very keen wine connoisseur. He's got his own wine cellar. He don't think no to paying a couple of grand for a bottle. Chuffing now, I chop his hand up if it's up to it. I would. Yeah, I know. But funnily enough, we never saw any. The only spider that we saw was one that I think it were a pet. My Auntie Doris had got a huntsman spider, hunter. A huntsman spider. She got this great big cheese plant thing in her outdoor living area, and it was quite tall. And this huntsman spider lived around about. But I choke. I've been worrying about you. Are you all right, Mandy? How you feeling, ducks? Hi, Winston Smith. Well, we're all talking about Australia and holidays and things like that. Just chip in anywhere you like, Winston. You're welcome to join in. And that was the only time I saw a spider in Australia. The only time. You saw a red belly black snake. And who took us? Climbed a tree to escape. Come back. And my aunt said, don't go up there. There are red black spiders up there. We laughed. I bet you didn't laugh long. Does it really? Australia? I love Australia. It is. I think it's, if ever I got a choice, I would, to come back, I'd go to Australia. If I got my time over and I could, I'd go to Australia. It's beautiful. You too, Winston. You too. Bless you. But yeah, we went all over, because my uncle, first time we went, my uncle Les, once he come out of hospital, he could take us all over. But the second time that we went, of course, we hadn't got that because my Uncle Les and my Auntie Doris were no longer there. And I must admit, I was sad really, but we did enjoy it. But yeah, you know, life goes on regardless, doesn't it? Let's face it, you know. We were only talking about this with my daughter the other day, and you know, I said to her, I don't want anybody to be miserable when I've gone, because I love life, I enjoy life. And coincidentally, I'll leave you with this thought. John Hopkins University motto is not live long and prosper, it is a true will set you free, because they're lying mask is phone in Arabic. All right, is it really? Wow. Well, that's interesting, I'll be honest. That is. Yeah, so we enjoyed Australia, and I love the birds, the cockatoos and galahs, and we went whale watching. They took us to, I think it was a place called Nelson Bay, on a whale watching boat, and we paid us money, got us tickets, went on boat, and it weren't a very big boat. It weren't a very big boat at all. There were about 20 people on it, and it was actually quite a cold day, windy-ish, and it wasn't red hot because we were actually there in their winter. But we went to this place, going whale watching, and when we were on the boat, I was right up to the front, and they've got like that metal doobry, haven't they? Around, that's Mandy's word, doobry, round front, and the captain of this boat, a young lad, he only looked to be about in his very early 20s-ish. But he got hold of me hand and he said, come on then, let's do it. And he's going like this on back, like they do on Titanic. It was funny, but I got a visor on, and when we got off, we saw a water spout. We didn't actually see, well, we did actually see just tail going down. We didn't actually see a proper whale sighting because it was a cow and her calf together, and they were told that the law is there that you cannot approach. If they approach your boat, fair enough, but you cannot approach them. And it was the time of year where they got their young with them, and it was I think it was a sperm whale we saw. I'm sure it was sperm whale, but apparently the adult sperm whales can go down and they can stay down over an hour, but the calves can't. The calves can only stay down around about 15-20 minutes, no more. So mother can't really go very far down, but she wants to get a baby away from the boats. But our captain, for the want of a better term, which is what he were really anyway, we did see this water spout go up, and there was a smaller boat with probably about half a dozen people on it, and they went right up to it, and he was stood actually behind us, captain, talking to somebody else, and he said, yes, and if he gets spotted, he will be in big trouble, because they're not allowed to approach. If the whales might come to the side of your boat, but you can't go to them. And we actually did see him approach the whale, because we saw water spout, and then it went down, and this is she's done a dive because she don't want him near a car. So we didn't really get to see a proper whale sighting. So when we got back, we all had us, he says, let me stamp your hand, and we got on like you'd have in nightclubs years gone by. He'd stamp your hand and said, you come back tomorrow free of charge. Well, we couldn't anyway, because we were going back down towards with mum, and we were staying in Newcastle, New South Wales. That's where my Auntie Doris lived. And it was quite a long way. It was about 2 hour odd drive when we went to this place. So we never did get back. Oh, I've got a couple.
Sure, you've got what you're on about.
Australia. Thank you, dear. Yeah, so we couldn't go back anyway, so we lost out on that. But I mean, it didn't matter, and we had a good. The wind, when we stood at front looking, I had a line here, and my face down this way were all blood red, just red and painful. It's a that colour. That's orange on there, but it's not. It's actually red. It were red and so because I were on front and it got wind, and water. You don't realise you don't feel it. Oh, and dolphins. Oh my God, they were amazing. I mean, he did put his foot down, going out and coming back like that. Yes, dolphins. There were hundreds of them, hundreds of through water in front of. Now that was the reason I were at front because I wanted to see dolphins as much as whales, really. But it was brilliant. Loved it, absolutely loved it. And I'd go back. I'd have gone to live out there if things been a lot different. But yeah, it was brilliant. So good fun. And it was just that we were lucky, really, that we got somebody out there that was willing to take you here, there, and everywhere. My Aunt Margaret took us to, and her husband Bill took us to Taronga Zoo that day. But the beauty of that, there's a boat that goes round, right the way round Sydney Harbour, and it's huge. I mean, it really is mega huge, the harbour. And you could go on Captain Cook's boat, and you could drop off at Taronga Zoo and boat to carry on. And when it comes back around again, it pick you up again. You get on it and off it whenever and wherever you wanted to. Yeah, it were brilliant. Loved it. I really did love it in Australia. And I would dearly love to go over and see Karen. I've never been to Perth. I've never been that side. Never got up to Gold Coast or up in Queensland or anywhere like that. I should have liked to know. And I would love to go to New Zealand. I would love to go and see New Zealand. It looks a beautiful place. It does. I know my cousin that lives in Australia, Margaret. She's either here in Europe or in New Zealand. She's always off somewhere. I don't know how she can afford it. I really don't, because she's not working as such. But she's got a good life. She's always going somewhere. But what's a doobry? I don't know. That's what you would say, doobry. That's what I want to know. I just got doobry, and that's your word, man. That's where I've got it from. You. So, where else have I been? I've been to Dominican Republic. That's a lovely place. Love to go there again as well on holiday, but I doubt I ever will. I don't know. We don't do positives on here. Sorry, sweetie. No politics on here. No religion. No politics. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, cruise. I've been on a Caribbean cruise. Oh, that's fabulous. Fabulous. Do another one of them. My God. We had 18 nights. Flew out to Barbados. Got on the cruise ship in Barbados. Oh no, that is a shame. That, I mean, it's what stopped Karen coming back here to visit Oh, you know, I got it already. Oh, they were all we're just going to go and book the tickets, and all of a sudden there's this virus. But we picked up our cruise. It weren't a big cruise ship, but we had paid for a premier cabin, and my God, the bed was humongous. We went right across. It was massive. It was like 2.5 king size put together, massive. And there were a great big basket of fruit on like a coffee table, you know, and lovely seats. We didn't have like one of them, what is it, outside balcony thing. It were because it weren't that big kind of a ship. It was only a little sort of littlish cruise ship, but it was nice. But we had a fabulous time. We went to picked up in Barbados, and we went to St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Antigua. Oh, Antigua. Oh my God. If I could go there for a holiday, I would. Antigua is beautiful. Absolutely. White sand, beautiful turquoise sea. It's just unbelievable and clean. St. Lucia were filthy. Didn't like it there at all. I didn't like St. Kitts either. It weren't a nice beach. It were where they've got all that coarse grass coming through sand and that, and it were really. You see shiny things and ribbon. What shiny things and ribbon are you looking at? I've nearly got my new setup done. I've altered mine around. I have moved these. There were a big thing shelves here that used to stand there at the side of those ribbons. And I haven't got them there now. They're here in front of me, but I don't even know if I'm leaving them here. I'm going to try and get this thing behind me cleared off. There. I'm going to try and get all that cleared off, and then I'm going to put that there, I think. My shelves over that side. This is what I've got all my like my resin glitters and bits and pieces in this shelf thing here, but I think it's going to be better over there. So I have started trying to get a little bit of stuff shifted around, but not got much of it done. Behind me, shiny things. I'm looking for shiny things behind me. Ribbons, you can see lots of ribbons. I don't know what you're looking at shiny. Unless it's drawers that look like they're shiny. There's not really anything shiny over that side. Do you want some more shiny bits? Oh, loads of ribbons. Yes, got loads of ribbons. I'll sort you some more blingy stuff out if you like. No, I've never been to Asia. I would have liked to have gone and had a look around Hong Kong while we were en route to Australia first time. We had a 9-hour stay over in Hong Kong airport, and we could have. There was a free bus to go into Hong Kong, but unfortunately, my granddad needed a lot of attention. And at 90-odd-year-old, you know, we just couldn't take him, drag him round. Mandy on the wacky by Hey, I tell you, wacky, yeah, I got you. I mean it, I got you. I might be having a new kitchen. I might be having a new kitchen. La 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 la. I'm excited. We bought this house 10 years ago. We've been here 10 years. And we've never done anything with kitchen, ever. It's always been gonna do and gonna do. And we've never really been in a position to be fair. So we've moved some stuff around. Pochbird new kitchen, I know. What can I say? I ain't got it yet, Mandy, so you know. It could all be hot air, you never know yet. But I have said that I think it's time. I have got a huge range cooker. You know, it's got like a big wok burner in middle, and then we've got 4 rings, you know, 2 ovens, and it's too big in that kitchen. It's my fault because I did at the time when we first moved in here. I was still doing the odd wedding cakes and things, and so I needed the big oven. Really, that's reason I plummeted for that particular cooker. But I like that one, Trevor. Yeah. Well, I do know B&Q at the moment, they've got this 20% off thing till 1st of February, but you can't go shopping. So while we've got this here on, you can't go looking, can you? Harry's not really fit enough these days now to actually put it in, a new kitchen in, you know. But we've got a new next door neighbour, not right next door to us, but one beyond him. And it's actually a relation of Paul next door, Paul and Carol's. And he's a joiner, cabinet maker. So I said to Harry, I said, well, look, if he's looking for work, we'll go and find us kitchen and we'll let him put it in there and fit it for us. You know, find out how much B&Q want to fit it. And if it's ridiculous, see how much he wants to fit it. And we'll just take whichever's easiest. But our Claire says, oh, we'll get a few prices before. Don't just go in for the first one. But I've got quite a few B&Q base cabinets here, what we bought literally from my craft room upstairs. And I've got them in here. And B&Q's fine for me. And I had a brand new kitchen before I got divorced at the old house, at the other house. And it was a beautiful kitchen. And we got that from B&Q. But Ernie was a joiner and double glazier. So he could fit it himself, but he were a little bit doing it for himself. He didn't do everything exactly right, really, and it would be body and scarf. But I had an island in the middle, and that were all drawers. Both sides were drawers, and then they were like a little cupboard at both ends, and corner shelves. It was like, and he just couldn't get it to quite go together, so he cut a little bit off here and a little bit of budget and scarper. And I thought, I'm married to a joiner that's just cutting lumps off here and there to make it fit. And it should have gone together without any of that. And it would have if it had just been a little bit more patient. But things are what they are, and that were that. So that was my new kitchen. So I says to Harry, he says, he can't fit it. And I says, well, I'm not asking you to fit it, but I have not moaned a bit because I said I wanted a new kitchen. But I said, well, I've not, he went quiet on me for a couple of days. So I thought, well, I can go quiet, just saying. And I says, I've not given up on my new kitchen yet. Hiya, Sagar. Welcome. Nice to see you. We're just nattering tonight. We've not done a quiz because we've never really had enough people pop in tonight. There's a lot not come tonight for some reason. I did send you an invite, by the way, Mandy. I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook. Oh, Mandy, you know you sent me a message on Facebook about click on here, it's a gaming thing. Tell me what that's about. I just thought about it. Come on, go and click on it and come in. Come on screen. I'll send you an invite on Facebook. join us. Let Trevor torment us. Or you anyway. Oh, don't, we never had to. We never had to last time, but I'm going back a lot of years. Gin rummy. All right. It's a game. Okay. I'll click on it then. I didn't know. I didn't know what it were. I knew it were a game. I'm thinking, I didn't know you did games, and I've got roped in before on different games. And thought, what the hell's this all about? And not had a clue. But gin rummy, I can have a play at that. I will click on it. Yes, we'd have to go and do that, but I want to go and have a. I want to have a look round. I might have to have a look in Wicks. I'm at hospital tomorrow. I'm going for a gastroscopy tomorrow morning. So I shan't be staying on too late tonight. Oh no, I didn't mean it like that, Mandy. I didn't mean it like that at all. I've had games sent to me from friends, not any, you know, and I ain't got a clue what I'm doing, so I'm thinking, oh, no, I can't do this. Yeah, really, I guess that, yeah. I mean, I've looked on B&Q's website, but I've not looked anywhere else. But I like B&Q's kitchens. As I said, I've had one before. I did all my own tiling. Me tiled it. Because I wanted them print on that shape, cake cone, like diamond shape. And then I had little dark blue tiles in between. Oh, it did look nice. And then I had white, shiny white things with 2 glass cupboards with all my nice glasswork, you know, all lit up, all lights in them. It'll be same here. It'll be same here, Mandy. Probably won't be able to get in to have a look at kitchens, but I can look online. I don't mind looking at actual, excuse me, designs online. You can get 16. I've not got a very big kitchen to start with. You can get 16 units for, I think it was something like £1,700. That's before you start with your other bits and bobs like drawers and oh, I don't know. You'd probably get your drawers if you got a drawer base, wouldn't you? But and a new sink. I'd like one of them boiling taps, you know. I would imagine they're all the same. I think it's just posh bird, yeah, right. You see my crap room. As I say, I like B&Q's. If I could get another one same as I had there where I was living before, I would have that same one because I just loved it. Loved it, absolutely. The only thing I don't like about I want shit changing in my kitchen, I've got dark worktops. Oh, I hate it. But I must admit, I would like granite worktops, but they're expensive, so I won't be going for granite. I'll just go for normal worktops, but lighter coloured. Then I like white. I've got white here, but white doesn't stay white. That's the only trouble. So it'd have to be a bit of a contrast. So, yeah, I'm not in any particular rush. I mean, the thing is that the money's there when I want, you know, when I want it. So, and it's not going to get spent anywhere else because we don't go out anyway. So, yeah, I'm not in any great hurry. As long as health-wise he's all right. I mean, we're going to have to shift a load of stuff anyway before we can, you know, Hello, Chuck. Are you all right? I was wondering what were happening. He'd been working. I've not done quiz tonight, Lou. There's been, I think this is most we've had in 6. It's just been really slow and quiet tonight, so I didn't bother with quiz. But there's always next week. I mean, if people are getting fed up with quiz, then, you know, just saying I won't bother you anymore with it, but I don't mind doing it. But I would like to have a look and see what Wix is like. I've not looked in Wix. You know, I mean, Harry called in at B&Q and got me some curtain rings. I did say, didn't I tell you I'm having a curtain pole across here? All right, okay, Chucky, that's fine. And I says to him, call him B&Q or wherever, and picks this for last week, bit before, and call and pick us some curtain things up. I said, there's usually around about 10 or 12 in a packet, so bring a couple of packets because we're going to need at least 20. He's brought 1 pack of 10, and it's got to go across that, which is over 1 metre wide. And he's brought 10 bloody curtain rings. So I said, we're not as printing off. You enjoy it, Chris, as well. Okay, Chuck. Oh, oh, you're not lover of Wix kitchens? I don't know. I've not really ever looked at them, to be fair. So I would have to. I should only look online anyway. I won't reach out. What annoys me about these places when you go in them, they're on you, aren't they? You know. Well, Wix is expensive for a lot of things. I know they are, and I would imagine the same thing applies. But I tell you, this sale thing at B&Q finishes on 1st of February. But I think, like, I agree with what Trevor says. Because of this COVID thing, I think that they will take it for, you know, hold it longer, this sale or whatever. They will. Oh, well, I just think, let me just tell you this. Anybody that knows people from Stampin' Up, there's a lady called Lee Denton on Stampin' Up. And I used to watch her videos a lot. She's a lovely, lovely lady, absolutely lovely. I got a message on Facebook. I'm going to say it was not yesterday, day before. It was day before. It was, what were on Monday? I think it was Saturday, but either Friday or Saturday anyway. I got a message on Messenger to tell me that Lee had passed away last week from COVID. And in fact, it's making my skin now, just thinking about it. I felt so sick. I have watched her, but she's so funny. She was so funny. Nice, you know, real comic. She did brilliant videos, and I just cannot believe it that she passed away. So hence I have got for Lee and her family. It was this girl. I don't even know the lady that sent me a message, but I messaged her back and I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear this sad news." You know, I did love to watch her videos, and I said, "That's really, I'm stunned." And she said, "Yeah, me too." And I said, "Well, to be quite honest," I says, "I think I'm in shock." Harry wondered what was wrong because I went, "Oh," like that, and I think he thought I were having some kind of a asthma attack or something. And I just said, "No," I said, "it's one of Stampin' Up ladies that I know." And I couldn't believe it. I think she was either late 40s or early 50s. And just like that, gone. I can't believe it. So really, really, really sad. And, you know, my heart goes out to her family. That's her, yeah. You've watched her. I couldn't believe it. She finished, she left Stampin' Up for a while. I don't know exactly what went off, whether it was some kind of an issue with somebody else in Stampin' Up, but I know she wasn't well anyway, and I think she'd been getting close to having a nervous breakdown, if I'm honest. I think that's maybe, what was going off. I know she'd been poorly anyway. And then, because I'd not seen her for ages, and then suddenly on Facebook, she's back, not Facebook, on YouTube, she's back and she joined Stampin' Up again. She says, well, she said she was thinking she was joining Stampin' Up again now. Everything's sort of, settled down wherever it were and whatever. And I mean, you don't cry, do you? It's not my business, but nice to see that she was starting doing the videos again. And then I thought I popped. And then I hadn't seen or heard anything from her for ages anyway. And then to get a message like that on Messenger, I was just like, wow. But it's frightening when it's somebody you know. I think it just makes it more personal, doesn't it? See, I've always said I'm not having vaccination. I'm frightened to death of having vaccination. And I was talking to Claire about it, my daughter, and she says, oh, Mum, I wish you would have it. I think you should. She says, anyway, I think we've had COVID. So I said, dear, why? Well, just before it was all, rife in country in March, it all come to light in March. Well, it's been said since that it started long before then. It started around about September year before. Now in December, before it actually all come out in March last year, on December 9th, my birthday, Claire always used to takes me Christmas shopping. We have a lovely day out together, and it's been great. Anyway, this particular time we went Christmas shopping. She wasn't well. She got a sore throat. Her head was pounding. She just felt rubbish, really, really rough. And we trudged round anyway. We got all this Christmas shopping done, and she just wanted to get home and get laid down on the sofa and what have you. And I said, oh, fine, I've got everything I need now, blah, blah, blah. And off she went. Then not long after that, she got over that. And then our Adam went down for a week. He had to have a week off school. And now both him and our Tom don't like having time off school. They love school, both of them. Oh, Adam's working now, but he loved school. But anyway, he had a week off school, and he was like sickly, headache, really feeling rough. And he was like it for over a week. They were off school for a week, but he'd had it a day or two before, and then, he got weekend and he went back to school again. And he were all right. But then come Boxing Day that year, I had a bad do here in the house. I got on my nebulizer, and it didn't do anything. So I got back on. I had another one. I did it again. And I was still struggling. And Harry dialed 999 and got an ambulance. And when ambulance paramedics arrived, they put me on their nebulizer for I don't know how long. But their nebulizers, they run off oxygen tanks. So I was getting oxygen as well as my nebulizer mist. I were on there for a while. And then I said, and they were going to take me to hospital, and then they just said, can I go to, low before we go? So I went and our bathroom's downstairs anyway, and that's where they were. So there were no problem, just like across the way. So I went in the bathroom, because I have a tiddly do, and I set off again in the bathroom. And I just sort of half shouted Harry because I couldn't shout, and ambulance paramedic man had to come in and bring his nebulizer into the bathroom, and I had to have sat on toilet, I had to have nebulizer again. And that's when they took me in, and then I was on nebulizer 3 or 4 times in accident emergency. Then they put me on oxygen and took me up to a ward, and you know, and I was really, really rough for quite a while. But then they let me home next day, and well, Claire seems to think that could have been COVID as well. But now I have been offered it twice, apparently. I know once, but I didn't know I've been offered it twice. And I said no, I didn't want it. But Claire's now telling me she thinks I should have it. Her dad's had it, and his wife, well, Gary and I, her dad and I, are the same age. I think they were about a couple of months, 4 months between us, age-wise. And but he's married a bit of an older woman. I mean, she's not ancient, but she's a bit older. I think she's about probably about 3 or 4 years older. Anyway, she's had it as well. Gary's never smoked, fit as a dog. Heather is an ex-smoker. But she's had it, and they've both been all right with it. And then Claire says, and my nan's having it next week, being this week. And she's 86, and she's just been in hospital for I don't know how long, up to Christmas. And then had to go and stay. That was something else. It weren't for COVID. And then I had to go and she had a bit of surgery done, and then she had to go and stay at Gary's. They think she's got cancer, and there's not a lot they can do for her, but they just made her more comfortable, basically. But she's going for it. She's having it done this week. And I said, yeah, but your nan's never smoked, Claire, and she's always been fairly fit, even up until recently. And as I said, they're thinking it's cancer. Well, I'm saying they're thinking. I think Gary thinks it's cancer. I don't know whether it is actually what hospital think, but that's where he's thinking. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. So I says to Clara, she says, why don't you ring up? I'm terrified. She says, why don't you ring up and have a word at doctors? So I said, I will. As soon as I put phone down from you, I'm going to ring them. So she said, well, make sure you do. So that was that. We ended in conversation, and she went off, and I went straight away and rang doctors, closed for training. They never bloody open anyway. You can't get an appointment with doctors because nobody there. Because of this pandemic thing, you can't get to see a doctor, whatever. So I think the pandemic. Anyway, as I say, I'm going to this Dewberry tomorrow. I've got to go and have this camera down at Mulch in the morning. And I don't know whether to have a word with somebody if I can while I'm down there. I don't suppose they'll be able to advise me anyway, but I need to be talking to somebody just to put my mind at rest. But I do worry, we're having COPD and all that. I don't, because funnily enough, Harry's niece put a thing up on Facebook. She went and had it the other day. And she put up on Facebook, I feel like I've been run over a train. Maybe so. This is the trouble. I feel like you're being pressured into having this vaccine. It's either this or stay on lockdown. Is that what you mean, Trevor? Because that's what it feels like. All these vaccines have suddenly come. They've never been bloody tested on, on anything. No animal testing, or wherever testing that they do. It's just straight out of blaming laboratory into your arm type of thing. But I have seen, I tell you, reading all comments on Nicola's when she put up about it made her feel bad. Somebody saying, they all do that. They've all said the same thing. It makes you feel bad for a day or two, and then you get back all right again. But it depends which one you have. Apparently, the Oxford one is worse than the 5-for-1, is it? They call it. So you've just got to know which one. And then it's not just one injection, it's 2. You have one, and then 12 weeks later, you have another one, a second one. But you know, if you don't feel up to the mark to start with, and then you go and have something like that done and it knocks you really flying, you know, that's what worries me. That's what I'm frightened of, it making me worse. Yeah, it is Pfizer, isn't it? But apparently that's the better one of the. So I think there's actually three. Somebody said there were three, but that they said that one's best one. Oxford one's worst one for making you feel unwell. I don't think they can forcibly make you have it by law. I don't think they can do that. It's like with the. Do you remember? Well, you might not remember. You're a bit younger than me, but when we went to school, kids had to have TB jab, and you had to have skin tests done, and then if if you were all right, you didn't have to have an injection. It come up in a thing. But if it didn't come up in a lump, you got to have it. And I had to have TB jab, and it didn't bother me at all. Having an injection doesn't bother me. I'm not frightened of needles. I'm not put off by. I am frightened of the COVID side of things. And if they, and also when you read some stuff that's been published, and I mean published, not just what people hearsay, like baby parts, aborted baby bits that they've used. Hiya, Bobby. Welcome, Chuck. Nice to see you. How you doing? Yeah, they test it on your wrist, don't they? And then, uh, if it come up, I think if it come up in a lump, you were okay. Otherwise, you got to have jab. And I had jab, and it didn't bother me at all. Never. Never had any problem with that at all. It's just this, because it's for this COVID, and it's because I've got this COPD and so many other bits of, well, not so much bits of health issues, but I've got several health issues that it worries me. Oh, we're good on here, Bobby. We're having a debate night, a nattering night. We're not bothering with any quizzes and things tonight. And I've got me adjudicator and all tonight. Oh, I didn't have her earlier. Last week it were a nightmare for players. Went it, folks? I kept getting muddled up, and muddled up. Oh dear. So I mean, I did say to Harry I weren't going to have it, but I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to have to have it. So I'll make an appointment and or have a word with. I'll just ring surgery up and tell them. But I rung them up about it before, speaking to a receptionist about my flu jab, and I said I'm wanting to book my flu jab. She says, "Oh right, well." They send you an invitation to have the COVID jab. I said, I don't want the COVID jab. I just want my flu jab that I have every year. So she says, well, they'll send you a message about your COVID and just send them yes or no. And then they'll send you another invitation for your flu jab. Well, that were a load of bunkum because I've not had another one for my flu jab. I've had two for COVID, nothing for flu. Oh, don't say that. Bloody hell. Trevor, really? You better not be chucking it. Oh, my Lord, don't say that. That's really put me off. That is frightening. Have you, Mandy? Oh, God, don't say that. Oh, my God. You're starving. I've not had any tea. I've not been bothered about hot food. I'm not eating. And I'm going to have something because I can't after midnight. I'm going for an endoscopy in the morning. Camera out throat. Your nose and throat man's organised it. Now, what that's got to do with a lump in my throat when they're going down into my belly, I don't know. But, you know, these people. So, but yes, I think I'm going to have to go and have it done. Claire wants me to have it done. She's not having it done, but she says she's willing to take her chances. And I thought, well, I am really. Wrong chips Monday. No, I've not had anything tonight yet. I'm not really. I'm gonna have to, as I say, I've got to have something because you know, I can't have anything tomorrow morning. Mind you, I'm not a big bothered about breakfast anyway. Hello, Lydia. Welcome to my channel. Of course, I'm beautiful. Everybody thinks I'm beautiful. Don't you, peeps? I've got to squeak tonight. I'm going to breathe. Just wonder you don't hear me squeaking. I don't know. But, yeah, so tomorrow I shall have a lazy day. I was going to try and start doing got all my stuff out ready to do some more resin stuff today. But for some reason, thank you, peeps. In my mad 5 minutes trying to change things around in here, I put all my tool bits, me jug and my little pot, you know, that I've mixed up in and that. And not yesterday, day before, I couldn't find them. I could not find, and they could only be here, and I couldn't find them right outside of me, and I couldn't find them. I found a couple, and I was going to do, and then I thought they're not big enough. My big jug. So I found my older big jug out, which is too big. And then tonight I walked near and it was on the floor, and it wasn't there yesterday. I can tell you that for free. Hi, Jamie. Welcome. Nice to see you. Just having a nap of time. You, Adam, what you had? My pots. My resin mixing pots. She is. I'm Mandy. I'm Mandy Goethe. It's beautiful. But don't piss her off. She knocks 10 tons out of you. Is that right, Mandy? Oh, my word. Oh, my God. I think you're stirring pot, Trevor. I really do. I don't know. Did you see me geode finished? I put some more bits round the middle of it, look, so that it could be stayed up. Not that you can see. Raised, these bits are raised. I just think it's really pretty. I do. Oh, and tell you something else as well that's happened this week that's been a bit worrying. Jane, I was on Caroline's live last night, and I got a message through on Facebook, and I always nip in to see what it is. You never know, do you? Well, it were our Jane, and Martin had a heart attack, a bad one, and they whipped him in hospital. Oh, bless her heart. Anyway, they put in 2 stents in yesterday, and they put in 1 in today, and they've let him come home. But it was touch and go for a while, with sound of things. They were working on him for 40 minutes in house, making pushing Mandy out, Monday, pushing Jane out at room. And then, well, we are overall cool, Lydia. You too, you're welcome to join in, chip in whenever you want. Anyways, as I say, he's home. She said she fetched him this, tea time, which I think it were time there, because they were putting him another stent in today. But, I felt really bad for her because she's just had I know, it's been just one of them, isn't it? It's just one of them. Bloody hell, yeah. I mean, that is home. It's fine, but she was really, really worried, as of course she would be, about him. Bless her. But yeah, what with that, and then Lee, and awful. Good grief. So no more, because that's two. Don't want any more. Thank you. I've got my candle lit anyway for everybody, so all them that need it. But yeah, so I'm going to have a play. Oh, I tell you what did come. Where have I put it? My new latest mode is it's going to be a telephone stand, mobile stand, like that sort of thing. So that came yesterday. That's what I was going to have a play with. But I will do it tomorrow, I think, when I get, depending on how I feel when I get back. Oh, does it? Oh, I hope you're going to send us a link. Oh, well done, Mandy. Yeah, I'll enjoy that. Well, I shall do. Is it? Oh, Mandy, I didn't know that. I am sorry. Oh, bless you. Well, that's the three then, no more. Nobody else now. Not allowed. So I'm going to try and get a little bit more organised in here. I might have to move this. It's see where I am here. I've got a window. It's a big window, and I can see straight out into the garden near enough, or at least far. But I can when other doors open on the other side to outside. But it lets a bit of daylight in. Whereas with that there, it's a bit blocking my light a little bit. So I think it's going to have to go over that side, and probably that way because it's too tall to go there. But I'll have to see how I can work around everything and get them. Really? Wow. How old were your niece, Mandy? Yeah, well, as I say, I've got me candle lit. Them that them that need it. But I'm gonna have to get some. Oh, what else come? I've cut these up because I've got some. These are from my resins. The little gypsophilia dried. I've got them. They've come. I took these out of a bouquet that Danielle sent me a bouquet for my birthday, and there was one piece of statice, what I call fairy statice, in it, and I cut it up and dried them. So I've got them I can use in my resin as well. Oh, sure, I've got blooming bitten on my back. So I've been playing nice. Not seen Adrian tonight either. It's been a really strange night tonight. It has. So, I don't know. But yes, I really like that. I do. Very nice. I'm going to make a stand for it. I think that stand's going to be too. That one's going to be too big for it. But I'll find a way of making myself a little stand for that and put it on because I want to keep it nice. And did you see this one then, Mandy? That was the other one I did. That's one side, and then that sparkly side. Look, quite pretty. But it looks like bubbles inside it. Can you see them? No, you can't see them better that way. But it looks like bubbles in them, but they're actually gems that didn't stop into, didn't stand up how they were meant to. But they ended up, if I put it down with sparkly side up, they're like feet. Doesn't rock, so. And my blue shell. So I've got to get some stuff put together. And anything else. Right, peeps, it's 9:45, and I did promise myself I'll get off to bed early tonight. I've got to be up in the morning early, earlier than usual anyway. So I'll finish now. Do you really like them? Oh, 3 children. Bloody hell. Oh, 39. My God. And your mum had a bad stroke, did she? I took the dog for a walk tonight. He slipped his lead. I was walking in the park with just a lead. No. Oh, my Lord. Hey, I've seen on Facebook, though, that down in Wales, in one of the police areas, I can't say it in Welsh, I don't know where it is. Pontypridd or something like that anyway. They found 80 dogs in a property. They've arrested somebody, but they've got more to arrest. But these are all stolen dogs. And they're going through and they've managed to get a few to their owners, the rightful owners, and they've got to keep scanning them. And but just asking people now to keep an eye open because 80 dogs in, I don't know whether 1 or 2 properties. It's all about it on Facebook anyway. But I think that's amazing. It's just great that they're getting them back. But there was also another post where a lady had found a dog. She'd seen it. She'd seen this dog earlier trotting outside at road. And then when she went back to have a look for it, she couldn't find it. And she's walked through a wooded area today and it was dead at the side of a tree. So she was really upset because she was going to take it in. She couldn't at the time when she first saw it because it was like, but she went looking for it and it had died. But I don't know whether it had been hit by a car and just found somewhere to lay down. Thing. Looked a bit like a staffy, I wish people would just leave the dogs, other people's dogs alone. Harry's terrified of somebody pinching Poppy, and I mean, our garden's going to be a bit awkward to get in, but like Harry says, if they want them, they'll get in somehow, they'll make their way in. So we can't. Anyway, right, I'm going. I'll see you all whenever. Are you doing your live Wednesday? Are you doing your live Wednesday? I might do a live during day. later in the week, I think, with resin. And I'll look out for yours. Oh, I'm sure it will. I've had it done many times before, but you know, it's just one of them things. I'll be okay. I'm not worried about it. I'm not in the slightest worried about that. It's the others, the COVID things that worry me. So, mwah, love you all. Thanks for being here. And leave us a thumbs up on your way out. And I'll speak to you all again very soon. Take care, everybody. Night, night.